Biafra, superstars, media.
People, my Biafran people, na how on a day. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you listen to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm holding it down. I say may God bless Biafra, and may God bless His Excellency CHINASA NWORU KANU. May God bless His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, the one and only ESN, Ekpa, Simon and Joko. For the great job you're doing, Simon, we say we thank you, we appreciate you, we love you. We know in your hands, Biafra is coming. In your hands, Biafra is safe. And in your hands, when Biafra comes, the people of Biafra will rejoice. My fellow Biafrans, permit me today to keep it civil. Today, tonight, this morning, this afternoon, I'm going to sound very, very formal because it's not a time to joke or laugh or make a caricature. Today, I want to call on the defunct DOS, the Directorate of States, an organization that is now null and void, an organization that was suspended and expelled by our Prime Minister, NNAMDI KANU, by our Prime Minister, Mazi, Ekpa, Simon and Joko, permit me. Because today, my people, there is something I saw, somebody brought this to my notice, and I want you all to know that the DOS, they are trying to blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm speaking about those who claim they are the head of DOS, Chika EDOZIEM and CHINASA NWORU. They are trying to blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We all know that the zoo government, the zoo Nigerian government, through their Supreme Court on the 15th of December 2023, they agreed that they will go back and revisit all the 7-count charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. On the 15th of December, permit me, the zoo government, the Supreme Court of that zoo called Nigeria, they decided to reverse all the whole cases against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and said he will have to answer everything in the High Court, the 7-count charges. And suddenly, within 24 hours, the DOS, knowing that Nnamdi Kanu has a case, the only case the zoo government, Nigeria, they are trying to hold on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it has to do with the ESN. Because when the governors from the southeast, when the Kubo from the southeast, when the federal government, when they send their unknown men, their unknown soldiers, their Fulani Boko Haram killer soldiers to the land of Biafra to cause mayhem, the media, the press, and the government, even the military of the government, they blame it on ESN. All the atrocities they do in the land of Biafra, they blame it on ESN. And if you all remember, Mazi Simon Ekpa, with his wisdom, with his infinite wisdom, he said, ESN is now null and void. It is no longer in existence. And the zoo media, the zoo military, the zoo government should not hold Nnamdi Kanu for anything happening in the land of Biafra. We now have the Biafra Liberation Army because we are now in a liberation phase of the Biafra movement. We are now in the liberation phase towards actualizing Biafra. But suddenly, the moment the DOS, they heard that the Supreme Court have decided to revisit all the 7-count charges of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they then decided to say they are now flagging off the 3rd anniversary of ESN. Suddenly, we are seeing men in the Strait of Biafra land saying they are ESN. My Biafran people, please do not be fooled by this. Do not be fooled by this, my people. Please. Because right now, I want to show you something. They came up with a so-called press release. And in this press release, they are now saying ESN is giving out a warning to the Nigerian government. ESN is giving out warning to the Lagos state government. And ESN is warning all the governors. Don't forget, if they can get ESN as part of the problem of Biafra land, it means Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still responsible. It means Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a case to answer, because he was the one that unveiled the ESN to the whole world. So this is the 419. This is the cheap blackmail. This is the sabotage that Chika Edoziem and CHINASA NWORU wants to do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu via the instructions of Hope Uzodinma, the governor of Imo State, the old Imo State, and also through the legal team that has been sacked. The moment the DOS knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has sacked the legal team, those in terms of Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Mike Ozekome, the moment they knew that, they then went to their plan B to now blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You all know for the past few months now, we've not been hearing about ESN because our prime minister has now said ESN is no longer in operation. We now have the BLA and we have the rest protecting the land because we are now in the liberation force. We are in the liberation phase. ESN does not have any role to play in this movement now because our leader is still under captivity. If you say ESN is the one doing all these things, you are giving the zoo government the ammunition. You are giving the zoo legal team a leeway to rope Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into what is happening. My fellow Biafrans, let us listen to the so-called press release by the defunct DOS, spearheaded by CHINASA NWORU and Chika Edoziem. I want Unsojiman Prince Darlington to listen to this analysis, because 1 minute he's pretending like he's ready to spill out the beans, and the next minute he's praising the DOS. Unsojiman Prince Darlington, I need you to understand that what the DOS they are doing now is to blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because the only case that can hang the neck of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is this ESN thing. ESN, to say ESN they are still active, to claim that all the atrocities done by Boko Haram, done by the men of Chika Edoziem and the men of CHINASA NWORU, all the activities they are doing, they want to blame it on ESN. If they can blame that and put it on ESN, it means our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has a case to answer. There will be a concrete case and evidence against our leader. Now that the Supreme Court, they have said the case must go on. So, Prince Darlington, you claim to be one of the PAs, the personal assistant of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you really love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, after this my analysis, if you don't turn around and condemn the DOS for trying to sabotage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the ESN, it means going forward, I will see you as one of those that kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I will see you as one of the key stakeholders Because if you claim you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, after this analysis, you are now seeing that they are floating ESN and they are claiming different things, atrocities in the land in the name of ESN. While Nnamdi Kanu has been locked up for nearly 3 years, they are using ESN to blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you cannot see it, it means you are part of those responsible for the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. My fellow Biafrans, lend me your ears, sit back and relax as we carry out this analysis. This is a so-called press release released by the DOS. Listen and let's continue.
IPOB press release, the 19th of December 2023, ESN 3rd anniversary, public message and notice,
Okay, now they used a robotic voice to make this announcement. They said it there. #IPOB ESN press release on the 19th of December 2023. 4 days after the Supreme Court, they said Nnamdi Kanu has a case to answer. Suddenly, you are seeing a campaign about ESN. Suddenly, you are seeing a 3rd year anniversary about ESN. Where was the 2nd year anniversary? We didn't see it. Suddenly, they are saying there is a 3rd year anniversary about ESN. And they are tying this 3rd year anniversary with a warning to the governor of Lagos, to a warning to the Nigerian government, and a warning to the whole stakeholders in Nigeria. Listen to this, their press release. They tagged it IPOB press release. That's the tagging. Listen.
IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wish to commend our
Okay, hold on, sir. Mr. Robotic Voice. They hashtag IPOB. They hashtag Biafra into it. And they also put the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I will allow it to play. They used an AI voice, not a real human being voice. I will allow it to play. Then I will come back and make my analysis. Listen. Let's take it back. Listen.
IPOB press release, the 19th of December 2023, ESN 3rd anniversary, public message and notice, IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wish to commend our gallant volunteers of the Eastern Security Network, ESN, for their dedication in the protection of Biafra.
Our leader has been locked up for more than 2 years, 2.5 years, going to 3 years now. But now they are saying on behalf of IPOB, on behalf of Biafra and ESN, and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they want to appreciate the job of the ESN. You see? For the job they've been doing in the land against the marauding Fulani. I want you to hear what they are saying now. It means Nnamdi Kanu is the one speaking, because they now said he is the one making this statement. Let's continue.
And against the marauding Fulani herdsmen as they celebrate their third year anniversary. ESN operatives have done absolutely well in protecting our farmlands against the terrorists from the Sahel who were ravaging Biafra forests and bushes. Since the launch of the Eastern Security Network on December 12, 2020, our farm has been reclaimed by the indigenous peoples. On behalf of IPOB members worldwide, the DOS, and our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we say Inonu Dalunu and Dewonu and Unu Imela to our gallant ESN operatives. At last, our mothers, sisters, and wives can go to the farm without being raped or butchered. Also, our brothers and fathers can also go to farms without being butchered by marauding herdsmen. Unlike before, many Biafran farmers are happy because they can now plant and harvest without Fulani herdsmen destroying their crops or harassing and killing them in the process. We encourage our gallant men and women of the Eastern Security Network to continue the fight because it's not yet over. ESN third year anniversary. Public message. ESN is a vigilante security outfit founded by our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and IPOB worldwide. Their mission is to secure the eastern region from murderous Fulani herdsmen and other criminal elements. The following messages from ESN are for the public. 1. The Fulani herdsmen and their Mieti Allah sponsors parading around Abia, Akwa Ibom, and Iguayocha, Anambra, Delta, Enugu, and Ebony axes, especially at the Lokpanta area, must be stopped.
Boom.
The crimes of the...
Hold on, sir. Hold on there. They said the following message is from the ESN. The following message and instruction is from the ESN, not from the DOSO that have been sacked. Now the ESN, they are giving a command. They are giving an instruction. The following message is from the ESN. And they mentioned everything. An instruction. It means the ESN, they are functioning, they can give a command, they can give an instruction. And if they give an instruction, when you see the mayhem happening in the law court, they will say the ESN that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu created on the 19th of December, they gave an instruction. Do you get it now? Because here now, this person is saying ESN are giving an instruction. They are giving out a command. Where is that done? Normally, it's a leader, it's a prime minister that will instruct the men on ground to carry out an activity. But now the DOS being crafty, they want to be smart, they want to be crafty. They now said in that statement, with a robotic voice, not their real voice, so they use a robot voice, a robotic voice. They call it AI, artificial intelligence. A robotic voice is now saying the ESN has instructed that they will do A, B, C, and D. It means the Nigerian zoo government, their legal team in the high court, they will take this now, say the ESN that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu created, the ESN they instructed on this day. They won't say the DOS. They won't say Chika Edoziem did this or did that. They won't say it is CHINASA NWORU who said this. They will say your ESN, they commanded, they instructed the people that on this day they will do A, B, C, and D. And suddenly, on that day, we saw this happen. We saw that happen in alignment with what the ESN said. If you missed it, because sometimes some of us, we see something, but we don't see it. You see something, but you don't see it. That's the problem I have with some of our people sometimes. You see something, but you didn't really see it. So I will play it one more time for you to see. Listen, please, listen.
Region from murderous Fulani herdsmen and other criminal elements. The following messages from ESN are for the public. 1. The Fulani herd sponsors parading around Abia. Mission is to secure the eastern herdsmen and other vigilante security outfit.
Listen again, please. Listen again. I want us to get this thing. The following message are from the ESN. The following message are from the ESN. Listen again, please. Learn how to have a very good listening skills. You must have a listening skills. Listen again.
Founded by our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and IPOB worldwide. Their mission is to secure the eastern region from murderous Fulani herdsmen and other criminal elements. The following messages from ESN are for the public. 1. The Fulani herdsmen and their Mieti Allah sponsors parading around Abia, Akwa Ibom, and Iguayocha, Anambra, Delta, Enugu, and Ebony axes, especially at the Lokpanta area, must be stopped. The crimes of these Fulani herdsmen and bandits parading in Biafra land have taken a new dimension.
Boom,
they are now...
Boom, hold on there, sir. Hold on. This is the ESN speaking, The following information is from the ESN, not the DOSO. So now, for the fact that the ESN is speaking, the ESN is now an organization that is responsible for an action. Because they are the ones speaking, they are the ones giving this instruction that Abia, Enugu, Delta, all those places, herdsmen there must be killed, all those things. They are the ones now giving the instruction, not the DOS. So who will they hold responsible? They will say the ESN said this. They gave a command to the Biafran people. And who is the owner of ESN? Do you not get it? If they are giving out an instruction, who is responsible for ESN? Who is the founder of ESN? So they will now say it is the ESN that gave out the instruction, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the founder of the ESN. This is the plan of the DOS. A very cheap blackmail. They call it sabotaging the movement. They want to give the federal government's legal team something to hold on to. Because right now they have nothing to stand on. So when you are saying the ESN are giving a command, it's a bit strange. Normally we hear, oh, the ESN, they are in the bush. We are telling them to remain in the bush. The ESN don't come out from the bush. But now they are saying the ESN is giving a command to the Biafran people. Who is the ESN then? You see, they use the word ESN, and suddenly now in the law courts, mark my words, this will come out in the law courts against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They will say on the 19th of December, the ESN, they said they will do all these things. And the owner of the ESN, the founder of the ESN is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is the fraud the DOS wants to do against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to blackmail him, to make his case to become relevant, to make the cases, the charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to have substance. Let's continue.
Involved in highway robbery and kidnapping. Most of the highway robbery and kidnap along Enugu, Umuahia, Aba, Port Harcourt Expressway were carried out by these Fulani's bandits. Lokpanta Cattle Market is the main hideout of these Fulani's bandits. ESN shall execute the necessary plans to make sure the Fulani herdsman robbery and kidnap on those axes are dislodged completely.
Boom! You see? Talking about highway. You claim the ESN, they are in the bushes. They are in the outskirts of the bushes. They are in the thick forest, protecting the boundaries, the landmarks, the gridlock areas of Biafra land. You claim so. But now you're saying kidnapping on the highway, in a market square. The ESN, they'll be there and they will make sure it will stop. So indirectly, they want to now say the ESN, they are operating outside the bush. Even though we know there is no more ESN, because we have said, we the Biafrans, Mazi Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister has said that going forward, there is no more ESN. We now have the Biafra Liberation Army, and we see the good job of the Biafra Liberation Army. When we carry out an act, Simon Ekpa will put it live for the world to see. Because we don't hide our own. When they do something, we put it out there for the world to see, for the media to see. We don't hide it. But in this case now, CHINASA NWORU and Chika EDOZIEM, they are saying the ESN has instructed this. They have said this. They have commanded this to Biafrans. And they are warning those kidnappers on the highway. How did thick forest turn to highway? Do you now get it? They want to make the charges of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to become relevant. That's the game they are playing. They want to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu locked up in jail. They want to give the zoo government something to hold on to. Because right now, as we speak, the zoo government has no case to, they have no case against our leader. He's been under captivity for 2.5 years, going to 3 years. It means he knows nothing about what is happening out there. The only way you can get him is to say that that thing he created, that organization they founded, the Eastern Security Network, they have said they will do this, they will do that. On the 19th of December, they said they would do this and they did it. That way, you have made the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to have a substance. Today, I am speaking to Prince Darlington, the Usoji man. Because I look at you, the way you bamba, the way you provoke, you talk and your eyes is popping out. I want to believe you sometimes that you are a man of your word, you are a man of principle, you are a man who will stand for justice. You are a man that when you see the right thing, you will speak out. Because the way you provoke, you bamba, I want to believe that. But before your eyes now, you know that Nnamdi Kanu has no case with the zoo government. But the moment your DOS starts saying that ESN, they have said this. Oh my God, have mercy. Let me take it back a bit. What you are seeing on the screen, it says, the following messages are from the ESN to the public. From the ESN to the public. It means ESN is now a body speaking, giving out an instruction, giving out a directive. They are speaking out now to the public. When has this ever happened before? It is the leadership that gives instruction to the ESN while they are far away in the bushes. They don't come out from the bush. They remain in the bush. They don't have no cell phone in the bush. They don't have no wireless phone, no Wi-Fi, no internet in the bush. They don't have no means of communication in the bush. They remain in the bush. Only when their granite is finished, their torchlight and flashlight is down, that people now help them to get some more. They remain in the bush. They have no communication with the outside world. They have no communication with the city. They have no communication with the villages, with the urban area. They remain in the outskirts of the bushes, in the inner forest, to protect the land. That is the job of the ESN. Prince Darlington, Usoji man, did I speak truth to power or not? So now that they are saying ESN, a message from ESN are for the public. Get it though. It means the message now coming from ESN is for the public. The public is the Biafrans because they are fighting for us. Even though we know there is no more ESN around, because we know the trap of the zoo government is to blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the ESN. Because right now, every Tom, Dick, and Harry that carries a gun, they will claim is the ESN. The media, the zoo media, they don't have the fortitude to tell you the truth when it is not the ESN. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a mask on, with a gun, dressed in black and black, they call them the ESN, which is why Simon Ekpa, in his infinite wisdom, we now have to float the BLA and the rest of them, the Biafran Liberation Army, because we are now in a liberation phase. We now have a partnership with Ambazonia. We have gone beyond that stage of ESN or whatever, because I know you may not be happy about it, Usoji. I am speaking to you because every day you come out, you de bamba, you de shout, you de provoke, you de swear with Usoji, you swear with water, you say you are water. You say you give life, you speak the truth. Anybody that drinks water, if they lie, they will die. You claim to be the water. You claim to be Inky, the god of water. You swear and take oaths with water. You curse your enemies with water and Usoji. So I want to believe you are somebody that will look into what I'm saying now and see the sense. Reason with me for the first time. I know you have a problem with Simon Ekpa. I know you are envious of Simon, but forget about Simon Ekpa now. Reason with me as like men. Think about it. The only way to bring Nnamdi Kanu down, the only way the zoo court can find Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be guilty is with the ESN. And suddenly, Chika EDOZIEM and CHINASA NWORU, they are now saying a message from ESN are for the public. I will take it back a bit so you will hear this, where they said this message is coming from ESN. Suddenly, ESN now has an authority to tell us what to do. It is not done. We have never seen the BLA instruct us. It is our Prime Minister Ekpa that instructs the BLA what to do. It is a government that will instruct their military arms or their armed forces on what to do, not the armed forces instructing the people. You only see that in a military rule. The only time your armed forces can instruct the people is in a military rule. Unless you are trying to blackmail somebody. And in this case, the DOS, they want to make the case, the 7-count charges of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to become relevant. And the only way they can do it is to tie Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with this ESN. So listen one more time, and you will hear for yourself ESN giving out a command to us, to the 70 million Biafrans, to the government of Nigeria, to the governor of Lagos and the rest of them, about businesses being burnt down, about houses being destroyed. Listen, my people, please. Open your ears and listen. Please, listen to this one, please. At the Beguna, if you don't catch any other thing from what I'm saying, please catch this one. Listen.
Fit founded by our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and IPOB worldwide. Their mission is to secure the eastern region from murderous Fulani herdsmen and other criminal elements. The following messages from ESN are for the public.
The following messages from the ESN are for the public. The following messages from the ESN are for the public. The following messages from the ESN are for the public. The following messages from the ESN are for the public. One more time, just listen.
The following messages from ESN are for the public. 1. The Fulani herdsmen and their Mieti Allah sponsors parading around Abia, Akwa Ibom, and Iguayocha, Anambra, Delta, Enugu, and Ebony axes, especially at the Lokpanta area, must be stopped. The crimes of these Fulani herdsmen and bandits parading in Biafra land have taken a new dimension. They are now involved in highway robbery and kidnapping. Most of the highway robbery and kidnap along Enugu, Umuahia, Aba, Port Harcourt Expressway were carried out by these Fulani's bandits. Lokpanta Cattle Market is the main hideout of these Fulani's bandits. ESN shall execute the necessary plans to make sure the Fulani herdsmen robbery and kidnap on those axes are dislodged completely.
ESN shall execute a plan to make sure all the mayhems happening by the Fulani, the kidnapping on the highway, everything are dislodged completely. ESN shall execute a plan. That's a military government. For the military to be talking, for the armed forces to be speaking to 70 million Biafrans. We have said that there should be no communication with the men on ground. The only man they listen to is our leader, Mazi Ekpa Simon Njoku. Or when our prime minister, our supreme leader is out, Nnamdi Kanu. When he's out, I said, when he's out, not while he's in the DSS dungeon. When he's out, they will listen to him as well. But in this case now, CHINASA NWORU and the DOS, they are saying that ESN is now giving us an instruction. ESN is now commanding the 70 million Biafrans. Do you now get it? This is a good news for the Nigerian legal team. they'll be licking their tongue. Say, thank God. We don't get case now. The ESN, founded by Nnamdi Kanu on the 19th of December 2023, they made a statement, they made a command, because they were angry that in the Supreme Court, all the cases of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the 7-count charges were reverted back. And they got angry. They came out on the 19th and they made a proclamation. They proclaimed that on the highway, in the marketplaces, kidnapping happening and the rest of them. The claim is the Fulani headsmen, that they will bring it to the end. And suddenly, on this particular day, there was a mayhem. 2 men who are Hausa or Fulani, they were killed. On this other day, the governor was... You see, this is the game they are playing. The DOS wants to make ESN to be relevant. Which is why after the 15th of December, we saw men on video flying flag of ESN. Flying the dragon flag. For those that have ears, let them hear. Let's continue. Very, very sad.
2. This warning goes to the Anambra Vigilante Group, AVG, who have left their primary responsibility of securing Anambra State, but have taken to crime and illegal abduction and murdering of IPOB members in Anambra State. If you do not stop your murderous actions, we will have no choice but to confront you.
Boom! 2. This is a message to the Anambra Vigilante Group, AVG. With all due respect, the AVG, even though what they are doing is wrong or whatever, they are not in the bushes. They are in the city. They are in the town square. They are in your area, your locations. They are not in the bushes. It means if they are warning the AVG that they are coming to deal with them, they will confront them. It means they will have to come to the city. ESN will have to leave the bushes, come to the city to confront the AVG. And in the ultimate analysis, it now means ESN is actually in the city, in the streets of Biafra land. They are not in the bush, as the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will claim. Because right now, Aloy Jimakor and his legal team, we all know Ifeanyi has been sacked. Ejiofor has been sacked. Mike Ezekome has been sacked. But I believe Aloy Jimakor and his legal team, they will want to say that all the atrocities happening has nothing to do with ESN. Because ESN, they are in the bushes. They are in the thick forest of Biafra land. They don't come outside. They don't come outside. But now with DOS releasing this press statement, the zoo government will say, no, Your Honor, with all due respect, I object to what this man is saying here. Because on the 19th of October, ESN, they issued a warning to a local security outfit known as the Anambra Vigilante Group. Mind you, the Anambra Vigilante Group, they are in the motor square, they are in the market square, they are in the villages, checking for criminals and hoodlums. And the ESN, who they claim they are in the bushes, they said they will confront them. And also, AVG has no business going to the bushes or in the forest. So where does the ESN want to confront them? Your Honor, that tells you the ESN, they are very active in the streets of the southeast. They are active in the market square. They are active in the villages. They are active all across the land, the inner land of Biafra land. And the judge will have to make a judgment based on that. They will play the audio, this robot voice. That is why they made this audio with a robot voice, so that you cannot hold CHINASA NWORU responsible or Chika Edoziem responsible. They'll say, no, it wasn't my voice now. It was an AI voice. A robotic voice was speaking. Who do you hold responsible for this press press statement. First time in history, they are doing a statement with a robot voice. AI. It means somebody typed this thing out, they now put it in AI to now generate this audio that you are hearing. Because they know what they have planted. They know the trap they have set for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But nobody had the balls to use their real voice to read out that press statement. They then gave it to AI. Normally, Chika Edoziem, who claims to be the head of the DOS, will be the one to... But he said, no, this one passed me. Oh. I can't do it. This one passed me. So they now use a robotic voice. First time in history. My fellow Biafrans, I hope you get where I'm going with this. I hope you can see what I am seeing. Let's continue. Very, very sad.
The illegal abduction of suspected Biafran sympathizers and IPOB members within Anambra, Imo, Enugu, and Iguayocha, and other places since the abduction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can no longer be overlooked. We demand the immediate release of all those IPOB members illegally abducted in all Biafran provinces.
ESN now, they are demanding. Suddenly, ESN is now a government demanding. The assignment of ESN has nothing to do with this. ESN was created for only one purpose: go and remain in the bushes. Stay in the bush, in the outskirts, and protect the boundary of Biafra land. Protect the land from the Fulani headsmen coming with their cow and AK-47. That's their only primary assignment. Not to be coming out now saying all these things, warning the government. Do you see where my people, do you get me at all? Do you see where I'm going with this? This will be used by the Fulani legal team against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That the ESN you created, they are now giving instructions. Your Honor, this man has a case to answer. He was the... Oh my God, have mercy. Who saw G-Man, Prince Darlington, for the first time? I am begging you to please come down from your high horse. Open your senses. Open your brain and see what I am seeing. Can't you see it? The ESN, they are speaking now. The ESN now has a voice. The ESN, they are now making a proclamation. They are now making a command, a decree, a warning to the federal government. They are now their own spokesperson. They are now independent. They now have a regime. They are speaking for themselves. Do you get it? Sojiman, Prince Darlington, do you get it now? Because after today, please, I want you to share this into this guy called Sojiman, please. Because after today, if he's still doing videos attacking Simon Ekpa, then I will know that Unsoji is part of those that kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can claim you are one of the most loved. You can claim you are one of the special assistants for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can claim you went to a restaurant and you ate pounded yam Ofe Owere with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as you always said that you ate from the same plate from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can say all that. But even Jesus Christ, among his 12 disciples, one of them was the one that betrayed him. So you being close to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you cannot see what I'm seeing in this my analysis, if you cannot see that the best way of going is to make sure the only thing the zoo government can use to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this ESN thing, Simon Ekpa was wise by saying going forward, we now have the BLA. So anything we are doing now, blame the BLA. Don't call ESN. ESN has nothing to do with it. That's a man with wisdom, a man that loved his master. Simon knew the plans of the DOS was to sabotage the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which was why Commander Gentle was killed in the house of Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Oh my, man, I just don't know. I hate repeating myself. A commander. They came to kill a commander, not a soldier, a commander. And none of the military men, the DSS, had bullet wounds. They went in quietly and they came out with his body quietly. None of them was rushed to the ambulance. None of them had bullet wounds. It means Commander Gentle was drugged out. The food he ate in the house of Ejiofor was poisoned. And after he ate, he went to bed. He slept like a baby. And the DSS, they only had to walk into that house. As they were shooting him, they shout. They were shouting, "Commander Gentle, wake up, wake up!" He was still sleeping. He was dazed. They were shouting at him. And they were shooting him live bullets in his body. And I'll tell you this because I'm not stupid. The only reason why they burnt him up was they must have shot him and shot him and shot him, and the bullets were not entering. Even though the poison has done its job, he was already weak, but the bullets were not penetrating him. They said, okay, the best thing to finish this guy up, carry his lifeless, his poisoned body, carry his body, put him in a car boot. We shall burn this man up. Because if you have already killed him, why would you want to burn his body up? They shot him on a point blank range in the house of Ejiofor, but the bullet did not enter because that man is fortified. But because he was drugged out, they put him in the car boot, drove somewhere, and burnt him up. I need you to use your brain. Unsoji man, I need you to use your brain to think. A commander. I mean, when you were a child now, you were watching people like Rambo, Commando. You watch those films. A commander cannot go down like that. Even a general cannot go down like that. Talk less of a commander. Man, let's leave that one. Let's continue with this, man. Very, very sad. Very, very sad.
If any state governor have a case against the arrested persons, they should have them arraigned before the court as soon as possible. We shall no longer tolerate illegal abduction and indefinite detention of unarmed IPOB members and supporters.
Listen now, they are now telling ESN, they are telling the governors, if you have anybody in your custody, you must arraign them. We are not happy with you holding them indefinitely. ESN is now commanding the governors. Can you see what I'm saying, my people? Usoji, a word is enough for the wise. I have moved on from you. I want to wait to see the next video you will do. That's when I will now base to see if you are a man of principle, a man of your words, a man who can think, a man with high sense and foresight. But to my Biafrans, can you see what is happening now? ESN is now commanding governors. What if the governors say no? Will ESN now leave the bush, come to governor house or government house and do what? It means the ESN, they have the element, they have the capacity to leave the bush. That is what they want to gain here. The DOS are helping the Nigerian government to prove that the ESN has the capacity to leave the forest. That we saying that the forest is where the ESN they are based is a lie. They have the capacity to leave the forest. That's the argument that the zoo government want to make, and that's what they will use to nail our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That the ESN you formed, they are the ones doing all the killings. or the atrocities in the land of Biafra, or the Southeast, as they want to call it. And if they can make that argument stick, if that argument can stand against our leader, then probably out of the 7 count charges, that one he might be found guilty of. Because they will say it was his responsibility. You were the one that created ESN. It was you that created Eastern Security Network. So you must be responsible for their actions or inactions. The only way he will go scot-free is if the legal team can prove that, no, with all due respect, the ESN, they have never left the forest. They belong to the wild. They live in the bushes. They don't live, in fact, their food supply, people bring it to them in the bushes. They don't leave the forests. They live there and they will die there. They have no business with the city. They have no business with villages. They have no business with the market square or any other place. They remain in the bushes. That's the only way to exonerate NNAMDI KANU. But the DOS, they are trying to make that one stick. That's why they are suddenly now, the ESN, everywhere, flag, flag, flag. ESN. Everywhere you look, flag of the ESN is flying high. Not only that, they are doing a press release with a robotic voice. And ESN, they are giving a command. Hi, God. Only the gullible ones will fall for this. Very, very sad, my people. Only the foolish ones will fall for this nonsense. But people like us, people like my prime minister, we are wiser than wise. We are wiser than wise. That's a new one. We are very, very wise. You can't fool us. And please, the legal team of NNAMDI KANU, I want you all to take a cue from this. Take a cue from this. You better know what the so-called DOS they are planning against NNAMDI KANU. If this one sticks, then it means our leader has a case to answer. I would love to end it here, but let's just play it. Let's just play it.
Orders. Those arrested in Biafra land and taken to the Sharia northern Nigeria detention centers and tortured must be brought back to the states they were arrested. We have an inventory of IPOB members arrested, and ESN will make things difficult for the governments of the affected states.
We have an inventory of all the IPOB members arrested, and ESN will make it difficult for the states if they fail to comply. ESN is speaking now that they have a record. Hi, God, oh my God, have mercy. No wonder our leader has been suffering for the past how many years? Since 2012. Since 2012. No wonder. Look at those he had around him. Look at those he had around him. Look at the sabotage this man had. I was asking myself, even if he went to buy a radio transmitter, why must it be him that will go to the Lagos seaports to go and clear it? Where is his PAs? They wanted it to be him, so that it will be him they will now arrest. That was his first arrest in Lagos. He went to seaport to go and clear the radio transmitter. Where was Unsoji to go for that kind of assignment? No. They were all hiding. They were betraying NNAMDI KANU. They lied that he ate the money for radio transmitter. Out of anger, our leader now went to the seaport to clear it by himself with the intention to show the whole world. Say, look at the transmitter here. You all said I ate the money. Oh my God, my leader, he has been sabotaged since 2012. Look at Simon Ekpa, just under 2 years. See how far we have gone. But Nnamdi Kanu, since 2012, they have been sabotaging him. And when he eventually turned the tide, he was ready to give us Biafra in 2021. You saw the way they blackmailed him. They sold him out. And suddenly the ESN now is speaking. ESN don't begin talk. They command everybody. ESN, a voluntary force that don't earn salary. A voluntary force. ESN is a voluntary force. They don't get paid. Their job is to remain in the bush. Like bushmen, remain in the bush. You stay there, you live there, you die there until Biafra comes. And they volunteered to carry that assignment. But suddenly, ESN now they are giving a command. Can you see where I'm going with this? Can you look? You have to be a critical analyst in order to be able to analyze things like this. Most of you heard this and you were laughing. DOS, idiots, you have been sacked. But I knew what they were doing. They want to put it on record that the ESN, they said something. So that the Nigerian legal team, when they go to court against Nnamdi Kanu, they will provide this as evidence. They will play the audio as evidence. And they will say your ESN made the statement. Let's continue. Very, very sad. Very, very sad.
If they fail to comply with our simple request. 3. All political thugs and illegal security outfits formed to go after Biafrans must be disbanded with immediate effect. Ebubeagu militia in Imo State must be disbanded now. This Ebubeagu was responsible for mass killing and burning of innocent people's houses within Biafra land, especially in Imo State. IPOB has taken a record of all those houses burnt down in Imo State by Hope Uzodinma's Ebubeagu militia and the Nigerian security forces. They must pay in full the loss for rendering our people homeless and displacing many indigenes of Imo and Anambra states. ESN shall apply all necessary measures that will facilitate the dislodging and evacuation of every murderous security agency in Biafra territory. 4. All the government-sponsored criminals, cannibals, car-snatching gangs, kidnappers, and rapists operating in Imo and Anambra states are hereby given matching orders to vacate their camps in the eastern region as soon as possible. We know that these criminals were sponsored by the federal government of Nigeria to impersonate ESN UN order to tarnish the image of the IPOB movement and to blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but they have failed woefully on both missions. ESN shall extend their operations against all these criminals who have turned our land into all kinds of evil and have performed abominable activities. It's going to be an eye for an eye very soon. 5. All the traditional rulers and politicians who are seriously facilitating the resettlement of Fulani herdsmen in our communities by using the Nigerian terrorist army to harass, arrest, and kill community members that oppose their agenda should be ready for us. Come this new year 2024, we shall forcefully impose harsh punishment on those conniving with Fulani herdsmen and enemies of our land to occupy our ancestral land. 6. Some Yorubas and Lagos state government who are displaying a hate policy against the Igbos by destroying their properties, markets, and their means of livelihood should be careful not to instigate ethnic violence. If ethnic
ESN now is warning the Yorubas. Can you, in fact, let me not continue again. Unsoji man, Prince Darlington, can you see your ESN, according to the DOS now, they are speaking, they are warning the Yoruba. Was that the intention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for the ESN? I wish this guy can just be man enough. Come out, make a video, at least stand against what you've just heard in this video. Condemn this video of the ESN saying all these things. Who is the spokesperson of the ESN? No, they take command They take command. They don't come out to give out command to politicians, to the Yoruba businessmen doing the Igbos in Lagos. ESN talking about Lagos. I beg. A fool will always remain a fool if none of you can see what I'm seeing here. After this, if any of you still hate on Simon Ekpa, then it means a fool at 40 is a fool forever. Most of you who still fall for that tricks of the so-called DOS, you'll remain fools forever. So Simon Ekpa, I thank you. We appreciate the job you're doing. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear. Because right now, for what our Prime Minister is doing, nothing, no action of Simon Ekpa can be held against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have a BLA, a Biafra Liberation Army. Nnamdi Kanu did not create Biafra Liberation Army. We are now functioning under the Biafra Liberation, Biafra Republic government in exile. Nnamdi Kanu did not create the Biafra Republic government in exile. All the orders carried out by our Prime Minister is through the Biafra Republic government in exile. We have a cabinet. We have states, more than 40 states now of Biafra. All this cannot be held against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The only thing that the zoo government can hold against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is this rubbish here. This rubbish of showing the ESN giving a command. ESN giving a command. Commanding the whole Nigeria. Commanding those in Lagos. Commanding the Lagos state government about businesses in Lagos. Commanding about kidnapping. Commanding about the political talks. You heard them talk about the political talks. Suddenly, the ESN is now going apolitical. Can you all see what I'm saying? Can you all? They said more in this video, but I said, no. For those that have ears, let them hear. A word is enough for the wise. To Prince Darlington, can you see what CHINASA NWORU and Chika Edoziem they sanctioned to come out? Because this is on your YouTube platform, IPOB Rapture Media Extension. And they tagged it IPOB press release, and the date was December 23, 2023. Prince Darlington, I was hoping that I want to believe in you, that you're somebody that speaks from your heart. I want to believe in you, but if you have seen this fact I have laid down in this masterclass analysis, I took my time to lay this down. If you still don't believe in what we are doing, in what Simon Ekpa is doing, and you still believe in DOS, when you know that those who kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu are still out there, it wasn't Simon Ekpa. It was not Simon Ekpa. So you take him out of the equation while you do your investigation for those who kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. And so far, all what Simon Ekpa has been doing is because while Nnamdi Kanu was here with us, he told us to listen to Simon Ekpa and share his videos, because Simon was coming with a new dimension. Oh my God, have mercy. I rest my case. For those who have ears, let them hear. For those who have eyes, let them see. Please share this video. All the Biafrans must see this, especially Prince Darlington. I want him to see this because he's always acting like he's someone who is ready to take a bullet for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Well, I present to you a ploy that will make sure your leader, You claim you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You claim you are a PA to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You claim you ate ultra pounded yam from the same plates, in the same canteen with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in a restaurant with Mazi. You claim all that. Now I show you the cheap blackmail against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by the DOS. And I will wait. I will sit back and observe you. From now to the new year, I will observe you and see if you will carry out your investigation based on this, based on what I've presented. I will see if you will carry out your investigation. I'll give you time. But from January, if you still remain in what you're doing, then I'll tell you. You might claim to be a disciple or a PA to Nnamdi Kanu. But I'll tell you, you are still as worse, as bad as those who kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If after this revelation, you still maintain your high horse, you are attacking Simon Ekpa, you call him all sorts of stupid names, then I will know that your interest is to make sure that person Nnamdi Kanu told us to listen to. Your interest is to sabotage Simon Ekpa and also sabotage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is your last chance. Please share this video. Somebody should please take this video, forward the link to Prince Darlington. I'm going to keep my eyes on him because I watch him all the time on Facebook. I see the way he's sweating, he's angry. He put his eyes on the camera. He's talking face to face, eye to eye. He keeps an eye contact with the camera when he's talking. So I want to believe this guy knows what he's doing. I don't want to see him like the Pharisees of old. The Pharisees, when they are fasting, they go carry ash, pour their body. They will not shower for 7 days. If the fasting is for 40 days, they will not shower for 40 days. They will carry ash, pour their body so that people will know that they are fasting. And that way they will be revered, they will be respected, they will be adored. Wow. Look at the Pharisees, they are fasting. Oh, my God. Look at the ash on their body. They look so dirty outside, but they are clean in the inside. They are fasting. They are polishing their flesh. They are disciplining their flesh. They are making sure their flesh eats nothing. They feed on locust and wild honey. They eat no bread. They are fasting. Look at their body. They look so dirty in the outside, but inside they are clean. The reason why the Pharisees they are doing that is this. During those days, I read a book on that, and they said after the 40 days of fasting by the Pharisees, when they will put ash on their body to look very, very dirty, like they have not showered, they have not, after the 40 days of fasting, they will now go and clean up. Now the people, the multitude, they will now go to them on their feet to beg them to pray for them, to beg them to bless them. They will give them offerings. They will give them the best food in the land because they believe the Pharisees, they have been with God for the 40 days. They were fasting. They've been with God. And they have the highest anointing of God. You see? But during those days, those men, they were playing to the gallery because they know after the 40 days, they will get all the riches from the people. So, Prince Darlington, I hope you are not just pretending on camera as if you are angry, you are vexed about what is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I see the way you do your videos. You look angry. You look like you are annoyed. You have a personal vendetta. So I will keep my eyes on you. I believe this video will reach you. I will keep my eyes on you from now to the new year. And I hope I'll be observing. I hope you will turn a new leaf and speak truth to power. My people, I rest my case on this one. I rest my case. From me, from here, For now, I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I remain Biafra Superstars Media. God bless you.
Woto woto to the enemies of Biafra. Woto woto to the enemies of Biafra. When we land on you, we will destroy everything you have except you are genuinely fighting for Biafra. Woto woto to the enemies of Biafra. Woto woto to those who sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu either directly or indirectly. Woto woto to those who have joined their hand afterthought to betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra. Woto woto to those who have soiled their hands in the blood of innocent Biafrans and innocent ESN commanders. You will never know peace. Woto woto to you who say Biafra will not come. Woto woto to those who say if Biafra, instead of Biafra to come, they will rather die. Woto woto to all of you. The gods of our land have destroyed you. You will never rise again. You will never, ever, ever rise again. You will never rise again. Any native doctor that tries to make you rise, his power and everything he have in this life will be destroyed, completely destroyed.